Yeah, just to start, a lot of it was already said in Germany, but I will summarize. My name is Conor. I have been working in Personio for 2 years, where primarily I focused on the product platform tribe. You already heard, but that meant I covered a lot of different areas in Personio. And I will be moving on to a new area called document management. Very excited to start a team and start focusing on this domain. So please, at the end, please feel free to ask any questions that you would like about the previous work I've done, about product at Personio, or just about what our future plans might be. I'm happy to answer your questions. But then on to the roadmap, and I'd like to start with our themes for this year. We really want to improve HR operational excellence, and we're targeting doing this in 3 different ways. The first is by deepening our product experiences, making sure that they're robust and are tailored to suit your needs. Secondly, even with new features, we need to make sure that our existing features have an improved UX. So looking at holistically redesigning and rethinking how Personio is used and making sure that it's easy to do so. Thirdly, we know that not all work is done in Personio. So we have a mission to make sure that we can integrate and provide valuable experiences with other tools that you're using to get your work done. Lastly, all 3 of these are powered through our technology. So this year, we're really taking strides to improve, modernize, and secure our technical foundation. I'd also be very happy to answer questions about this if you would like. But then, what's coming up within the next 4 weeks? To start at the very front of the funnel, we have the recruiting tribe, who have a lot of things to show you today, starting with introducing new candidate attribute types and also providing candidate attribute translations. So you'll be able to select and choose between a few different candidate attributes, the first being a date, second being a list of options, and finally free text. The goal here is to improve how you consume candidate data, improving the quality of the data that you have, and make it easier to work with as soon as it's inside Personio. But secondly, make sure that the experience of actually applying to your company it feels really good. And to do this, we believe that providing multiple languages will really help maybe non-native German or non-native English speakers apply to your positions. Continuing on the trend of internationalization, the team is focused on improving our career page experience in multiple languages. There's a few issues that have existed here in the past. For example, not all job posts would be available in every language. The team want to ensure that it's really clear to you, the people who are setting this up, what will happen on the career page. But finally, make sure that if there's an open job position, regardless of locale and language, that the candidates can find it. Of course, not all recruiting happens on Personio. So after editing your job positions, we're going to introduce new functionality to make sure that this is updated across all of your job boards. The team is going to make sure that this happens through our integration partner, Go Hiring, and any job board that you have selected will automatically receive the latest changes and updates. 2 more things coming from recruiting I'm not going to cover in too much depth because I'm very excited that Fabian, my colleague, product manager, is going to actually do a deep dive in these areas. I'll briefly mention them, but he will give you a much deeper look at functionality here. The first being sub-company career pages. So making sure that you're able to put your brand front and center for each sub-company with their own dedicated career page. And secondly, to give you more options for international top-level domains by providing both .com or .de for your career page. That's all we have for recruiting today, but we have more updates coming from other teams within the product org. The first that I'll show you is about the personal information tab, which was recently redesigned a few months ago. Based on customer feedback, we're trying to improve the information density that is visible on this page, and believe that we'll be able to improve it by roughly 40% and make sure that you don't have too much scrolling while keeping some of the benefits the redesign offered. Our performance and development team have been really busy over the past number of months, really redesigning and rethinking how we do performance at Personio. Next, they want to offer quantitative performance measures. And the first two ways they'll do this is by introducing two types of quantitative measurement. The first is a traffic light system, which is very useful for probation period talks to make sure that your employee is on track, maybe a little bit behind, or really struggling. Second is a customizable point scale, which you can tailor to your organization for everything that you need to measure on performance. It can be configured from 1 to 3 points or 1 to 5 points. And the final thing that I'm very excited to show you today, actually, is our ability to manage multiple API credentials. Previously, this was really challenging. We only were able to provide a single API credential to you, and we know that this is not sufficient for your needs. The issue that was caused here is you would have to choose all of the information that you want to share with all integrations. But by allowing for multiple API credentials, you'll be able to restrict the information that is shared with your integrations, making sure that your information is always secure. So that's all I have to share today on our upcoming 4 weeks on what we hope to deliver to you. I'd be happy to answer any questions about the product delivery before moving over to the Ask Me Anything.
So I think we don't have so much questions right now in the chat. So thank you very much, Conor, for your update. There was just one question from Inka. Maybe we can jump in this one very quick. She's asking if it's planned to have the possibility in the onboarding process to connect different departments, so that, for example, Department A can edit and see the to-dos from Department B.
So I won't be able to give you specific answer here, but what I can say is we have a team called Tasks and Workflows who are really focused on exactly this type of question. How do we connect the different departments or areas or features with one another and build proper task management systems to enable you to do things like that? So right now, onboarding we consider to be a workflow, and that comes with its own set of limitations. So we do have it in the future to tackle onboarding specifically, although I'm not privy right now as to what is immediately planned. What I can do is make sure that we follow up on this question outside of this session.
Awesome, thank you very much. Yeah, we received some more questions about timeline and what is planned and what is not. I will answer this quickly in German, Conor, just that you know.
Sure.
Genau, für diese Fragen, also zwecks Timeline, wann ist was geplant oder ob etwas geplant ist, darüber könnt ihr auch immer alle Infos in der Community finden. Tatsächlich, Conor hat den Blickwinkel zu seinem Bereich, deswegen wird es, glaube ich, ein bisschen schwierig, wenn wir auf alle Fragen dazu eingehen. Aber wie gesagt, ihr findet in der Community und der Produktupdates alle Updates dazu und könnt auch, wenn ihr das Gefühl habt, dass etwas noch nicht umgesetzt wurde oder etwas umgesetzt werden sollte, gerne in unseren Ideation-Bereich in der Community schreiben und dort euer Feedback mit uns teilen, damit wir uns dem Ganzen annehmen können. Yeah, so I will switch to English again. I just clarified where they can find the information in the community, Conor.
Yeah.
So let's jump to the Ask Me Anything session and maybe open it with a very personal question. I can see you're in the office right now. So maybe let's talk about the home office situation. Are you excited to be back in the office, to have the possibility? And how was it so far for you to work from home?
I am excited to be back in the office. I think We have all struggled in our own ways over the corona pandemic. And for the most part, I was happy to work from home, but I missed the connection that I have with my colleagues. I already introduced Fabian, for example. I was very lucky to have met him this week, and we got to catch up and talk about some deeper problems that maybe Personio has and things that we can solve. And this is the type of thing that you don't have readily available in home office, even though I really truly believe that home office probably is the future and there's so many benefits to it too. I have an engineer who's working for us from Colombia. He's clearly not working from the office. And it's great to be able to collaborate with people all over the world. So I see the benefit of both sides. Personally, I'm happy to have at least some days back in the office. But it's really important as well that we're able to manage with a distributed like office space.
Yeah, I get it. Totally get it. Yeah, a question which comes to us a few often in the community is also, how does the process of developing the product work? So how do you combine the product feedback which you're getting from the customers? How do you put this together in the roadmap and to get the best out of the software? Maybe you can share some insights with us on this.
Sure. I would love to say that it's a science, but it's very often much more like an art. Most importantly, and this is one of the things that I really love about Personio working here, is we need to talk to customers. It all starts from having a personal connection with people who are using the product. That's not always the case with product and tech companies, but Personio puts a lot of value on understanding and empathizing with the needs of our customers. So I work with a triad of a different, I would say, types of people. There's the engineering side, there's the design side, and there's the product side. For product, our job is to try and understand what is happening in the market and what the needs of our customers are. Design are focused on ensuring that anything that we choose to build are able to do it in an elegant way that makes sense, that is usable. And engineering is focused on, how do we build it? How do we make sure that it will scale in the future? It won't slow down the services. And we work together in collaboration through a lot of communication. And we each form what I would call mission-based teams. So each team is able to own their domain end to end. Whether for recruiting, that breaks down into several teams. They all have a mission to improve a specific area of the product, and we're empowered to do so. So we do that by quantitative research, qualitative user research, understanding existing customer needs, talking to sales and to leads, what the upcoming needs are of the market. And we put this all together somehow with a bit of art to try and figure out what the right thing to do is next. Luckily at Personio, we have a lot of opportunity. We have a lot of things that we should do and we need to do. And often the trade-off is, what do we need to do now versus what do we need to do next? So always trying to, again, re-engage customers, talk to people to understand where the biggest need is. This is probably a simplified version of how we do it, but that is my answer.
Great insight. Thank you very much. As we just have 1 minute left, maybe let's close this with a very simple question. What is better, Irish beer or German beer?
I love all people and styles of beer. I would say German beer is consistently good, but you don't have the variety that I like in my life. So when we're talking about, a dark stout, that's not exactly your specialty. So quality consistently high, but the variety leaves a bit lacking for me. Good question.
A very good answer. Thank you very much. Conor, thank you for your answers. Maybe we'll get some more questions in the chat. You can have a look in this. Otherwise, we will rework them or answer them in the community. And now I'm handing back to Tamara.
Ja, vielen Dank, Selina, und auch danke an Conor. Ja, lasst uns auch gerne im Nachgang, wenn ihr das Meeting verlasst, später wird sich eine Feedback-Form öffnen. Ich würde mich sehr freuen, wenn ihr auch da uns Feedback, es kommt am Ende eine offene Frage, wo ihr alles mit uns teilen könnt. Lasst uns da auch gerne wissen, was ihr von dem neuen Format haltet, wie oft ihr euch intensive Updates zur Roadmap wünscht, wie euch Ask Me Anythings gefallen. Ja, genau, damit wir da einfach auch wissen, wie ihr dazu steht und ob ihr vielleicht für die Zukunft auch noch andere Ideen habt.